let's get turn 9 started with a friendly HQ event check. And we actually do get a friendly HQ event this turn, so we draw again on a random 10 to find out that we got a number 4. A 4 on our friendly HQ event chart is checking up randomly. Select one higher HQ staff to appear automatically at the CO HQ for 2 turns. And since we're on turn 9, that means for the rest of the game. So I will randomly choose one of those higher HQs. And we go ahead and get the battalion commander. And the battalion commander is going to be placed with the company headquarters. Alright, what that gets us is 6 commands from the battalion headquarters. So for the first time we'll actually be doing the battalion activation phase. He's going to get 6 commands. What I'm going to do with him is I'm going to activate 5 of my leaders, everybody except for the XO. And we're then going to tell the battalion commander to get himself on the Jeep, and we're going to go for a little drive. The battalion commander will go ahead and get on the Jeep, and the CO is going to chauffeur him around a little bit. Meanwhile, everybody else is going to get activated except for the XO, and we'll do those in this order. We'll do CO, then 1st, 2nd, and 3rd platoons. And finally, we'll draw for the 1st sergeant. So we'll go ahead and draw for the CO first. 2 minus 1 for being green is going to be 1 command for the CO. The 1st platoon, oh actually we got to do the CO first, sorry. So the CO is going to go ahead and spend 1 command to put himself on the Jeep. And he'll spend 1 command to actually activate that Jeep. And that Jeep is now activated. Okay, so that's going to result in the loss of the CO's 1 allocated command, as well as 1 of his saved commands. Okay, now we will go ahead and draw for the activation of 1st, 2nd, and 3rd platoon leaders, as well as the 1st sergeant. We'll draw for the 1st platoon leader. We draw a 5 for the 1st platoon. 1st platoon leader is green but in cover, so that's still going to be 5. 1st platoon gets 5 commands. 2nd platoon. 2nd platoon is again green and undercover, so he gets 3 commands. 3rd platoon. Whoops, we get a reshuffle. Get that in a second. 3rd platoon is green but not undercover, so he's going to get a draw of 2 but minus 1, so he's going to get 1 command. And finally, our 1st sergeant is undercover. He's going to get 4 plus 1 for being undercover, so he gets 5 commands. And now we'll go ahead and shuffle the deck. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move into the Platoon HQ and Company Staff Activation Impulse. We're going to start with the 1st Sergeant. Remember, the 1st Sergeant is here in the upper story with the Artillery Observer, and he's going to go ahead and attempt to call in a artillery round on the 88th that we found on the last turn. So we're going to do that by drawing 2 cards. And we're going to seek our burst icon, and we get the burst icon. So that means we get to go ahead and place a fire mission. So now we have an incoming fire mission. That costs the 1st Sergeant 1 command. We'll go ahead and have that 1st Sergeant, even though the 50 cal is out of ammo, doesn't mean he's not useful. We're going to go ahead and have the 50 cal attempt to spot all the way across the battlefield and see if we can't spot that squad that's sitting in the village, giving our 3rd platoon such a hard time. So we're going to go ahead and draw a base of 2, plus 1 because the 50 cal is at a higher elevation, plus another one because the squad in the village is firing automatic VOF, and then minus 1 because the 2-2 is in fact in cover. So that's going to be a total of 3 cards then we get to draw. So we draw 1, 2, and you can see we got it, 3. So we got our 3 cards, and we got our contact revealed. Now, revealing that contact means we're automatically going to change the situation on the board with regard to the VOF and PDFs. So immediately, these units are going to go ahead and flip and start opening up. And this unit is also going to open up. And the best we've got there is going to be, oh, that's the squad I should have removed last turn, sorry. Okay, so we've got the small arms fire from 2-3 is the best fire we have available. And we're going to get to place crossfire on that as well. So with that now spotted, 3rd platoon, move First Sergeant's commands down by 1. 3rd platoon is going to go ahead and take advantage of his last bazooka shot and attempt to fire at the squad in the trenches. So grenade attack is a draw of 2. We don't get it, so we're going to go ahead and do an exhort, which allows us to draw 1 more card for a cost of another command. And here we get the grenade icon. So now we have a successful grenade attack against those trenches. And that is going to cost us our last bazooka shot for the 3rd platoon. And I'm just going to make a little XP notation above that because we do gain an experience point for that one. Okay, 1st platoon is going to take advantage of the fact that we're going to have artillery dropping this round. And he's going to go ahead and order his 30 cal machine gun forward via an infiltration move, get into that strong building there, hope to bring some more power against that 88. Remember, we used the last of our ammo for the 50 cal, so it's going to be useful to get some more firepower moved up. So infiltration, we draw 2 cards. Look for our silhouettes. We didn't get it. We'll go ahead and order the exhort here as well. And again, no joy. So that means the weapons team is going to go ahead and move up and under an exposed marker. That costs the 1st platoon 2 commands, 1 for the move and 1 for the exhort. 1st platoon is now going to attempt to exhort the litter team and see if we can rally them to, I'm sorry, we're going to try to rally the litter team into a fire team. So litter team is green, so we'll go and draw 1 card for that. And we don't get it, we'll go ahead and use our exhort again. And we get the rally, so we can go ahead and replace the litter team with a fire team. And now that we have a pair of fire teams there, we're going to go ahead and attempt to reconstitute the first squad of 1st platoon that we lost early in the game. So again, they're green, so we rally with 1 card, and we do not get it. And since we're now out of, we've just used all 5 of the 1st platoon's commands, I think we're going to go and call it done for 1st platoon. 2nd platoon is actually not going to attempt anything this turn. And so we're going to go ahead and move up the saved commands for the 1st sergeant. 1st sergeant gains 3 saved commands. And 2nd platoon actually loses all of the commands he was issued this turn. You can see why having that battalion HQ on board is really handy. That gave us a ton of commands to work with that turn. So much that we couldn't use them all. Okay, we're down to the staff initiative phase. The XO is not going to actually do anything this turn, so we're just going to move his saved commands up by 1. Okay, let's draw for our general initiative now. And we get 2 commands for the general initiative. We'll go ahead and use those over in the hedgerow. We're going to go ahead and have the 1st squad, 2nd platoon attempt to find cover. So we draw 4 cards to seek cover on that. 1, 2, 3, and we get it, and 4. Again, we always draw all the cards. We get a +1 cover to put on 1st to the 2nd. That does cause him to be exposed for this turn. Again, the good news is that our incoming fire mission is going to block LOS out of that card, so that's a fairly safe move. We'll use our 2nd general initiative command to go ahead and move the bazooka weapons team up underneath that cover marker as well. Again, it's also now exposed, but under cover. That is it for the general initiative phase. Let's go ahead and look at the enemy HQ event. We do not get an enemy HQ event this turn. Now we have to go ahead and deal with our enemy activity check. We have 3 cards with enemies on the board, 1, 2, and 3. We'll go and just number those 1, 2, 3, and we'll draw on a random 3 to see which one we deal with first. And here we get a 2. So we're going to deal with the squad spotted up here in the village first. That squad is taking fire from a PDF or direction other than its own PDF. So on our activity hierarchy, under fire from a direction other than its own PDF, we're going to draw a random 4. When we draw that, we get a 2, and a 2 is a grenade attack or a concentrate fire. Since there's no US units on the card, we're going to do the concentrate fire attempt. So we'll draw 2 cards for the concentrate fire, and we get it. So we'll place a concentrate fire marker on the foxholes that he's firing at. Okay, we have 2 more Germans to deal with. We'll go and number those 1, 2 and draw on the random 2. And our random 2, we get a 2, so we are going to deal with the 88 next. The 88's in the same condition, under fire from a direction other than its own PDF. So we'll go ahead and draw a random 4 there. And we get a 4. And if we look at the chart again, we see that a 3 or 4 is shift PDF to the direction of the incoming fire. So we're going to go ahead and shift the PDFs so that it's now pointing at the other units. So that'll go that way, and we'll flip that way. Okay. And on the last turn, I actually should have pulled the heavy weapons fire off because, again, my 50 cal is out of ammo. But because I moved the 30 cal up, I'm going to leave that on as the automatic weapons VOF on that card. Okay, we have 1 more enemy to deal with. That's our 2 units that are sitting in the bunker. So we'll go ahead and resolve the heavy machine gun first. This unit is placed PDF but is not under fire on its own, so it's an automatic concentrate fire attempt. So we're going to go ahead and draw 2 cards for the automatic for the squad. We'll start with the squad and draw the 2 cards for it. And the squad does get a concentrate fire. The heavy machine gun in the bunker, because it's on a tripod, is going to go ahead and get an extra card for its draw for the concentrate fire. So we draw 3 cards for it. And we do not get a concentrate fire icon, so no more concentrate fires for that. That is it for the enemy activity check phase. We'll move into the mutual capture phase. There are no enemies to capture on this turn. We did activate our vehicle this turn, so we're going to go ahead and move that forward. Our goal is to move the Jeep eventually all the way up to Objective 1. However, on the first row all of the cards have the slow icon in them, which means that a vehicle moving into that card has to stop that turn. It cannot move any further than that. So for the first turn, we're simply going to move the Jeep with the the CO and the battalion commander up and fire. And that PDF should have come off last turn as well. Sorry about that. Okay, we're ready to go ahead and start resolving our fire. We will start with the German up here in the village. So that unit has a -4 for the grenade, -1 for the crossfire is a -5. It is under trenches and in the village, so that's going to be +5, so that's going to be a net combat modifier of 0. The result of that 0 is a hit, and the result of the hit is a single step litter team. So that is a 3-step unit, so one of its steps will flip, or it'll flip away to the 2-step side. We'll add the litter team, and of course we'll add a pinned marker as well. Okay, now let's go deal with our 88. Should have flipped the pending fire mission a few moments ago. That high explosive is at a -5. The crossfire makes it -6. And the burst icon for being in the woods against the artillery makes it -7. So artillery versus woods is a really effective device. So -7, he's got +2 for the terrain, +2 for trenches, so that's +4, so that's a net combat modifier of -3. We draw on the -3, and we get our hit. And we draw our hit, and we actually get 2 casualty steps. And that 88 is a 2-step unit, and as such, it is eliminated. And because it blocked LOS out of that card when we flipped the artillery markers, we actually would have lost the PDF here in the heavy weapons VOFs, which I should have moved a minute ago. So that just leaves for the Americans the remnants of this squad under fire. Again, because they're all under that same cover marker, all those concentrates actually are going to affect both of the units, the fire team as well as the paralyzed team that are sitting in there. So we have 2 concentrate fires, the -1 for the automatic weapons, -1 for the crossfire, that's a total of -4. We have +1 for the terrain, +1 for being pinned, and +1 for the foxholes. So we have a net combat modifier against both of those units of -1. We'll go ahead and resolve the fire team first. So our -1 net combat modifier, and we get a hit on that fire team. And the result of that fire team is green. And so the result of that hit is going to be another fire team, so it stays the way it is. Now we'll draw against the paralyzed team. That -1 is a hit. And that result again against the green paralyzed team is a casualty. So the paralyzed team is eliminated. And replaced with a casualty. And that is all the combat resolution against the American forces this turn. We have some cleanup to do. We've got some exposed markers to remove. Should have marked the Jeep exposed a bit ago. Get rid of our concentrate fire markers. Get rid of our grenade. Again, remembering to keep track of that so that we get our victory points later. The pinned marker on this unit is removed because they're not under fire. It wouldn't have been so at the start of the turn. And with that, we are done with turn number 9.